All right. Good morning, Bates. Here we are, day three. You know what day three is, guys?
The third day.
The third day, but it's the first day of kindergarten.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So I'm Gavin Softic. I'm the principal. Welcome, kindergartners. I'm here with.
I'm Andre Fonseca. I'm the assistant principal at Bates. I'm so excited to meet you all, whether it's going to be virtually or in person this year.
And I'm Kat, the behavior specialist, Miss Kat.
And last but not least, from the PE office, we have.
Hi, Mr. Robinson. Can you hear us?
We'll let Mr. Robinson get tuned in, but he's going to be joining us in a second. So Mr. Fonseca is joining us for the first time this week. So Mr. Fonseca, it's been 2 days since you've been at Bates. So what's the best thing about Bates so far?
I just have to say the best thing about Bates are you, our students, and just in the short time that I've seen you here at Bates, I've seen you collaborate with each other, I've seen you work with each other and make sure you're not left out, and I've heard that you've had fantastic attendance. For those of you that are doing this remotely, you are making sure to have that discipline to get onto your classes every single morning remotely, so keep that up. I'm really impressed and really proud of the work that you're doing, even though school looks a little bit different this year.
Right, absolutely well said. And so for kindergarten students, it's going to be your first time, being on Zoom, which we're on right now. So Ms. Kat, what are some of the most important things to know when you're on Zoom?
So getting familiar with some of the buttons, and I'm sure usually grown-ups at home that can help out with this, but when a teacher's talking or somebody else in the class is talking, it's important that on the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little button right here. So this is a microphone. And if your microphone looks like this, that means you're silent and people can't hear you and can't hear the noises in the back. So this is an important one. And then when you have something to say and the teacher calls on you, click on that button and it's called unmute. And it will look just like this with no red line through it. So that means everybody can hear you and hear all the cool things that you want to say and what you want to add. So that's a very important thing for Zoom. So in the bottom left corner, left corner, there's going to be a little button like this. So this means people can hear you, and this means it's not your time to talk. You just have to wait.
Yep. And so your teachers today, they're going to go over all these expectations, is what they call it. So that's how we're going to act today. And you know what? We're going to make some mistakes. Kindergarten students are going to make a ton of mistakes today, but that's okay because that's what school is all about. The most important thing is that you're here with us. So Mr. Fonseca, any advice for our kindergarten students joining us today?
Just like Mr. Softic said, know that it's okay to make mistakes because mistakes are how we learn. So come in and don't be afraid to try. If you make a mistake, it's okay. We're all learning, and not just you, our students, but all of our staff, all of our teachers are learning this too. And we're all going to make mistakes, and we're all going to get better every day.
Well said. And what about for our students who are in person? Any tips from today that we saw in the hallways or in the classrooms that we need to improve upon?
I definitely noticed that there's a very good job with a lot of personal space, getting a good physical distancing. So giving each other a nice chunk of space while they were walking in line, not trying to be very close to the people in front of us. So I just want to say keep it up for the kids that are in school, especially when we're outside. I know it's tough, but just keeping the mask right up over your nose and mouth. Keep it up, guys.
Yep, I was just going to say the same. I really appreciated how everyone's doing such a good job with their masks. They're making sure that their masks cover both their nose and their mouth, and they're making sure that they're wearing their mask all the time unless they have a mask break, and they're far away enough from everyone to take that mask break. So keep that up. That's one small rule that makes a big difference this year.
Yep. And whether we're in person or on the computer, we need to be safe, responsible, and respectful, right? So what are some ways we can be safe in person? Keeping our hands to ourselves, being 6 feet apart, right? We want to be physically distant, but socially active, meaning we still want to talk to each other and have fun, but we got to be separated. We got to be respectful. So when your teachers are talking or your classmates are talking, make sure you give them the opportunity to speak, and then be safe, treat everyone, safe, we already talked about, but treat everyone kindly, and be responsible. So whatever your job is in the classroom, whether it's being on Zoom or doing work, be responsible and finish that, right? Finish that task, go home, make sure that you log in and finish up whatever classwork you have, because that's the most important part. So safe, responsible, and respectful. We're going to be going over that all year. It's not going to be the first time you hear it or the last, but those are our core values at Bates. We want to make sure that we preach that, and we'll be talking about that more as we go on. Any other advice for kindergarten before we tune off?
I mean, you're going to get an opportunity to meet lots of new kids that you've never met before. And just because you're not meeting them in person yet doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to. So the way we learn about people and the way we make friends is by listening what they have to say. And we can either like the same thing or like different things, and that's okay. You just got to be nice to people and ask them questions to learn about themselves. So maybe what their favorite color is, or if they have brothers and sisters, or just, maybe even favorite video game or favorite game to play outside. Asking people different things so you can get to know them, because then maybe you have a lot in common. Then that's somebody that you can have, be friends with.
And adding on to what Miss Kat said, I think a lot of us starting the year, we might feel a little bit shy to begin with, and that's okay, that's normal. But just know that everybody's feeling the same way. Everybody's feeling a little bit scared, and it's okay to feel that. But don't worry, go ahead and talk to the people in your classroom, go ahead and talk to your teacher, talk to your classmates, because by getting to know each other, finding out ways that we're different and ways that we're alike, that's the way that we really build community. And it doesn't matter if we're doing it virtually or we're doing it in person. By making sure we're connecting with each other and taking that chance to find out more about each other is the way that we can make a really strong community at Bates, no matter where we are.
Yep. And if you're not sure how to do something, ask the teacher, because they're here to help. They're here to teach you how to use Zoom, teach you how to talk to friends, and teach you how to read and write. That's what everybody's here for, to help you learn. So feel free to ask.
Mr. Robinson, any buses arrived?
So well said. So the buses are arriving because it's the morning announcement. So, there's a little thing we do every time we leave our morning announcements, Mr. Fonseca, and there's a little saying we say at Bates, and I'm going to give it to Miss Kat right here. So as always, right?
Well, as always, it's a great day to be great.
And Mr. Robinson, we miss you, but we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, we'll get that computer working.